Well, hello, boys and girls. Hello, Israel and Judah and Graceland and Jeremiah and the one on the way and all the other boys and girls. I'm Sister Lisa, and today I'm going to tell you a story out of Eggemeyer's Bible story book. It's called Joseph, about Joseph. And you know, he had dreams. Have you ever had a dream? The Bible says in the last days, that means right before Jesus comes, the old men are going to dream dreams and the young men are going to see visions. And upon the handmaidens and the servants, God's going to pour out of His Spirit upon all the flesh. And they're going to testify and prophesy and talk about Jesus' goodness, you know, and that's happening right now. So if you have a dream, it could be from the Lord, just like in Joseph's stories. Of his 12 sons, Jacob loved Joseph the most. Joseph was the 11th boy. He was Rachel's oldest son. Because Jacob loved Joseph the most, his brothers were jealous. When Jacob made a wonderful coat of many colors for Joseph, the older sons hated their brother. One day, Joseph saw 4 of his brothers do wrong, and as soon as he could, he told his father what his brothers had done. They hated him even more for tattle-telling on him. One night, 17-year-old Joseph had a strange dream. He told his brothers about it. We were together in the field binding sheaves. My sheaf stood upright while yours fell down around it. How angry the brothers were. You think someday you'll rule over us? You think we're going to bow down to you? I don't think so. Soon Joseph dreamed again. This dream was stranger than the other. He told his father and his brothers. In my dream I saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down before me. Jacob said, "Indeed shall your father and your mother and your brothers bow down to you?" That dream seemed to make Joseph greater and better and wiser than his family. Still, Jacob wondered what such a dream could mean. But one day, his father sent Joseph out to go take some food to his brothers, and they went away about 50 miles from his house, but they weren't there. They went on to another place, and so he had to go find them. And when they saw him coming, they saw his coat that the father had made for him, and said, "Oh, here comes father's favorite son. Let's just kill him, get rid of him. You know, we ain't going to bow down to him. We ain't going to worship him." Well, Reuben, the oldest son, the oldest brother, he said, "Oh, let's not kill him. Let's just put him in this pit." They seen a pit. Let's just put him in this pit here and let him just die on his own. That way, you know, his blood won't be on our hands. We'll just, you know, but in his heart, he thought, later I'll come back and get him out of there. I'll let him escape, you know. But it turned out that I guess Reuben went on somewhere else, and while the brothers was there, they seen some merchants, some people that bought and sold stuff come by on their camels, and they thought, "Oh, let's just sell, you know, Joseph as a slave to them, you know, and they'll just take they are Ishmaelites, they'll just take him down to another country, you know, and we'll never have to mess with him again, but at least he won't be dead, but, you know, we won't have to mess with him." So that's what they did. They sold him. And when Reuben came back later to find Joseph and get him out of the pit, well, Joseph wasn't there, and he was so afraid. It's like, oh, what could happen to him? And the brothers had taken that coat of Joseph's, and they dipped it in blood and took it and told the father that wild animals had got him. Well, the father must have forgot the dreams that Joseph had had at that moment, and he thought that he was dead, and he mourned and had sorrow for him. But you know, when the dream's from the Lord, it's going to come true, because Joseph wasn't dead. God had just sent him to another place, and there's more to this story, and I might tell you more about that, to read it to you another time, but right now just kind of ad-lib, and tell you that Joseph did indeed get put into a place where God greatly used him, and there came a famine in the land, and that's where people didn't have a lot of food to eat. But Joseph had a dream before. Well, actually Pharaoh, the king, had a dream before, and Joseph had interpreted it about how there was going to be 7 years of a lot of food, and then 7 years of not much, and that they should save up some food for when the years that there wasn't a lot of food. And that's what happened. And when Joseph's dad and brothers and all of them had run out of food during that time of famine, they actually came to where Joseph was to buy food, and indeed he was ruler over them. Indeed, they did bow down to him. They didn't know who he was at first, but then later he told them who he was. And the father was so glad that his son was alive. And God can make their dreams come true. It will always be for the glory of God. So Mark and Sandy are going to sing a song talking about no matter what we go through here in life, it's going to be worth it all when we see Jesus. Our trials are going to seem so small when we see Christ. Okay? So that's what this song is going to be about. It will be worth it all. Just one look of God's face. That's right, Mark and Sandy. Thank you for that beautiful song. I can't wait till we see Christ, can you? That's awesome. God is so good to us. I love you, boys and girls. You have a wonderful day.